Hey, we don't own any of this shit. Squad.
Bob's Burgers is not a show that I find particularly funny. This is not a criticism, however, because Bob's Burgers makes me think above anything else. I'm Cy Cross, writer and storytelling enthusiast. This is the 4th episode of This Ain't Just for Kids, a show dedicated to analyzing cartoons. Bob's Burgers is most certainly not a kids show, but because it is animated, people seem to think it is unworthy of in-depth analysis. This video, titled Bob's Burgers and the Self-Reflective Nature of Comedy, is an antithesis to that ridiculous sentiment. There are two types of comedies. One is known as low comedy, and the other is known as high comedy. Low comedy is a dramatic or literary form of entertainment with no primary purpose but to create laughter by drunkenness, scolding, fighting, buffoonery, and other riotous activity. A high comedy is a comedy employing subtle characterizations and witty dialogue. As we continue, think about how Bob's Burgers employs the use of both types of comedy to create a show that can appeal to anyone. Without further ado, let's look at episode 4 of season 1, Sexy Dancing Fighting. The episode begins with the ambiguously autistic Tina's sexual awakening as she blossoms into womanhood. She lays on the kitchen floor surrounded by her family, lamenting the loss of another crush by droning all day long. I watched the episode with my best friends, and while they exploded with laughter, I laid there and sympathized with Tina. She is a reflection of myself without my mask, only now with all the mood swings and periodic blood that comes with becoming a woman. Why would another person laugh at her misfortune? Perhaps they think she is being overdramatic, and her reaction to such a mundane problem is funny. But the fact is, no one person can ever know what it's like to be another person. So downplaying her struggles with laughter doesn't feel right to me. Yet there's a difference between laughing at someone and laughing with someone. Perhaps my friends laugh because they know deep down that they have a Tina in themselves. Perhaps laughing at her is an extension of laughing at who they really are. The way her family consoles her is rather unorthodox. Louise says that Tina should kill herself outright, with Jean agreeing rather quickly. Personally, I am not sure how urging someone in a state of depression to kill themselves is funny. Perhaps it was Louise's upbeat delivery in such a hurtful line. But what I find most interesting here is whether or not Louise even intended to say something so mean. Is she too young to have the empathy capable of realizing how devastating the effects of words can be on another person? What I'm asking here is that, are people born empathetic or merely grown into it? Perhaps the devious Louise is trying to shock the logical Tina out of her depressive state by pointing out that killing herself over a boy who played kickball with her would be dreadfully silly. Bob's Burgers does not answer any of these questions and continues on as normal. Linda tells her kids to be nice on the premise that they will once undergo the effects of puberty as well. I'm not gonna lie, it is funny to have Louise react to the upcoming karma boomerang coming around to smack her. She rejects this notion with the great "shut up" line. The dense, realistic family dialogue conveying the concept of a mother trying to teach her asshole kids not to be dicks to other people, much less someone related to you, makes me smile. But that smile is short-lived as the show plunges right back into pitch black comedy with Tina's line, "You can't hurt me, I'm already dead." In the words of Kurt Vonnegut, black comedy is what a man says when faced with a perfectly hopeless situation and still manages to say something funny. For Tina to say, "You can't hurt me, I'm already dead," is to laugh at the fact that we humans are intensely sensitive creatures, and we can get crushed by the smallest of actions. Let's sit back and appreciate that a full 7 seconds happens in between Louise telling Tina to kill herself. That means that Tina had time to digest what Louise said and offer her rebuttal. Not an insult back at Louise, but a defiant statement that her words are worthless because she is so emotionally numb. Does this give credence to the idea that Louise actually meant for Tina to kill herself? Or does it mean that Tina just can't comprehend Louise's line of thinking? Jean accepts Tina's figurative death with an upbeat, "Can I have your mustache?" The family then proceeds to compliment her one-haired upper lip.
It's beautiful. Leave her alone. You're beautiful, Tina.
Let me pull it
You
out.
are beautiful.
Tina argues that it isn't a mustache, but then Jean says it's the start of something beautiful. On one hand, you can interpret that he's roasting Tina, but I don't think that's the case. Bob and Linda agree that she is indeed beautiful, a truly heartwarming sentiment. But then Jean gets jealous and tries to rip off the thing he so desperately desires. This scene started off with John Benjamin's cold delivery that he won't mop up Tina's vaginal fluids.
If you're gonna lay on the floor, at least roll around so I don't have to mop up later.
Then it went into Tina's depression and the urging of suicide by her siblings.
Oh, you should kill yourself.
Then almost ended on a heartwarming note with their parents saying that she is indeed beautiful. only for Jean to try and rip away the thing that Tina perceives as special.
Beautiful. Leave her alone. You're beautiful, Tina.
Let me pull it
You
out.
are beautiful.
Let me put my foot on your chest.
Gene, get off.
This is hella dense writing. We're only in the first 40 seconds of a season 1 episode. In the interest of brevity, after a series of convoluted events, Bob ends up shitting himself when Tina's martial arts instructor, Gyro, knocks him on his ass. Despite the fact that Louise is the most mean-spirited member of the cast, she's the most supportive of Bob when this happens, immediately implying that Gyro should be killed for what he did.
Did you know that it only takes 2 pounds of pressure to drive someone's nose bone into their brain?
That's what?
2 pounds! That's it, Dad!
Why are you telling me this, Louise?
Revenge.
Revengerine, revengerine, revengerine.
But the writers don't play the adorable 9-year-old's obsession with revenge solely for laughs. Louise creates this story's second act all on her own. She manipulates Gyro into going to the restaurant through misinformation, then places weapons in front of Bob to make it an easy kill for him. When Gyro gives Tina the option of staying at the restaurant or going to class with them, Tina follows her heart and leaves with him, prompting Louise to declare that Tina is dead to the family. If Louise didn't actually care about Tina, she wouldn't have gotten upset when she left. So we know that Louise doesn't actually want Tina to kill herself. But in a later episode, Louise admits that she believes family is a group of people you can always be honest with, and that she's been honest with her siblings since the day Jean got fat. Jean says that they've been desensitized to her insults, and Tina says that she's so numb. Is Louise trying to toughen up her older siblings? Or does she merely find humor in seeing how people react to her harsh words, rather than caring about how her words might affect them? For me, the family dynamics aren't so much as amusing as they are interesting. But the great thing about art is that it touches people in different ways. When I see Bob's Burgers, I see a pitch black comedy with a heart of gold. I find it funny, but not funny in a traditional ha-ha sense, but funny in a sense that it truly is an odd show. The writers walk a delicate line between cynicism and familial love. But for me, they balance it far better than other black comedies of the same ilk. Say, Rick and Morty, or Duckman. Those shows can be so cynical and nihilistic that binge watching them can be quite draining. But Bob's Burgers has more than enough heartwarming moments to make up for the subtle blackness underneath it all. For a lot of people watching Bob's Burgers, they just think it's hilarious, and that's fine too. Neither of our experience invalidates the other, and the fact that 2 people can walk away from this show with completely different feelings is a testament to how strong the writing is. However, I've had people counter my analysis with claims that I'm overanalyzing, or that it's just a show, both of which are an insult to everyone involved in making Bob's Burgers the great experience it is. The show's staff spends 8 months to a year pouring their heart and soul into a single 22 minutes. Do you really think they aren't thinking about the show on a higher level? There's an art to making good comedy. There's a reason why The Simpsons will be remembered, while Family Guy's unfortunate reliance on cutaway gags shall make it fade into obscurity. The next time you watch Bob's Burgers, think about why you're laughing, rather than laughing for the sake of laughing, because that doesn't just happen. This show is a fantastic blend of low humor and high humor, which means that if you stop looking at the show from a surface level and start thinking about it on a subtextual one, you'll appreciate the show even more than you do now. So that was Bob's Burgers and the self-reflective nature of comedy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Shouts out to my boy Mikester and Big O for editing this video. My nigga Ike for producing the bomb-ass intro music. My boy Jacob for critiquing my performance and my script. Lastly, I'd like to promote my upcoming novel, Nina and Minerva. It's a tale about 2 women who fall in love after an alien invasion. If that sounds interesting to you, be sure to check the description. We've got a link to the Facebook page below. Thanks for watching. Head ass.